And correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why this is working so well, in addition to the mental preparation that we did before you ever started this, you and I, is that you having to show up here every single week and reveal the results. And you've been here every week without fail, once a week, every 7 days. You weigh in, we talk about your weight, talk about what you did that week. The process of going through that every single week is what led to you getting invested in the process of what am I doing to get to this goal of taking of experiencing joy and excitement. And joy may be a little bit too harsh a strong a word yet. I mean, maybe one day, but not quite yet. But to look at the process and everything that you're doing and feel excited about the investment that you're putting forth, taking heart that each and every time that you make a decision that is opposite of what decisions that you've made in the past when it comes to what you eat or to take that walk, and knowing that this accumulates at the end of the week into a weight that's lower than it was the prior week, and having done this now for almost 2 months, that the fact that you have to show up here, I mean, you don't have to, you could stop, but the fact that you're showing up here and made that commitment, and that commitment, I mean, I know commitment's important to you. So the fact that you made that commitment, that's why you're doing it. That's why you're showing up. That's why you're here. And that routine of being here and have to share that with me and with everybody else, sharing that with the world. Everybody's going to know whether it was a good or bad week. You're going to have to account for it one way or the other. If you have a bad week, you're going to talk about it. You're going to talk about what you did. You're not going to feel good about it because you want to have a good week. You want to share good results. You want to be able to brag about what you did right. You don't want to have
True.
to reveal what it is you did, what you did wrong. But the fact that you have to come here, you take all that away. Take the accountability away. It's just you and your food, you and the drive-through. What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything differently than you've done in the past. Accountability is so important. People need to realize that if they have a goal that they have to achieve or they want to achieve, and there's something standing in the way, there's some addiction, some compulsion that's preventing them from achieving it, they have to have people in their corner that they can be honest with and that they can share their struggle with and that they can remain accountable to, because that's what's going to get them to the finish line. Having other people walking that path with you, which is exactly what you're doing every time you show up here every single week. You have me, you have everybody watching, you have people in your corner, people who want to see you succeed. And that makes you want to succeed because you're able to share that success with other people, with me. I mean, the fact that we have this bond that we build here every single week on this goal, that we're literally invested in this together. It's not just you attempting to lose weight. Now it's us attempting to lose weight together, because you know how invested I am in this.
Yep.
I'm 100% committed, and that makes you feel as if you're not in this alone. And so many people are in this alone, and that is really probably what's standing in the way of the majority of people being able to achieve success when it comes to weight loss, because they are attempting to do this by themselves. They don't have anybody to share it with. They don't have anybody to walk beside them. And in this case, I think it's a perfect example of somebody who struggled, and this is you, who struggled with emotional eating your entire life. And now for almost 2 months, every single week you have lost weight without fail. And you've done it because you have someone to share it with, because you have someone who's walking with you throughout this entire process. And I think that speaks so highly of accountability, and people really need to embrace that if they're trying to achieve any goal in life.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, in a weird way, I mean, I look forward, that part of what I look forward to is these talks and just connecting with you. Obviously I like talking with you every day. I can talk to you, but about this, specifically now, it's like I'm excited to share the results with you. And yeah, I mean that really that makes a lot of sense. If I don't have somebody who is invested in my well being on this level and with this much focus on this particular issue and this topic with me, um, it's just not. It just doesn't do the same thing. And so I have other people that love me, other people that care about me, but nobody to talk on this level about this topic with. So, and you put your whole heart into me, man, and I appreciate it, brother. I do. That's that. Like, I mean, I know you've been on and off trying to do this, for,
For the
what,
better
30
part of
years,
my life.
30 years. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you were really on for a while, and like, but I mean, the word you used at the beginning of this, you really kind of also, you really hit home. You talked about, I mean, I'm 11 years younger, working on being 10 years younger than when my dad passed, his age, so like, and so I get it. Like, it's time. This is like, it's either now or never. It's either got to happen now or I'm really asking for it. So, I got a lot to live for, and yeah, this is it. Like, I got to take control, and I'm blessed to have somebody like you who not only knows the ins and outs of how to do it, but has love in your heart and love for me as well to help motivate me, guide me, and give me the encouragement to just keep doing this every week. I think breaking it up the way we're doing is important to me. Like, if I were to let this go into longer gaps, if I did this every month as opposed to every week, I think that would be a mistake. Um, I think the weekly is right on the money when it comes to the time frame on things. Um, you know, because like, I'm sitting here talking to you. Like, if I want to relax for a day or so, it gives me motivation. I can get back on it real tight the next 6 days, right? And I got to work myself back to so that when I come back to you, I have good news, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be some explaining, and that's not gonna be a good feeling. So, yeah, that is a big thing. That's a bigger thing than I guess I've really been thinking about or been real conscious of. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I would just encourage anybody who is trying to do this. That's really a big deal. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, I think you take away that component, and left to his own devices, somebody who's an emotional eater will continue emotionally eating unless there's something greater that he's trying to achieve. And what's greater that you're trying to achieve is weight loss with somebody who cares about you as a team effort, in order so that we both succeed. Because this is not only your success. When someone else is invested in something that you're doing, you feel as if it's not only your life that's on the line, but it's their life as well. So you're doing this not alone, because alone is very easy to throw in the towel when you're by yourself. Very easy, because who else do you have to look to, with who may be disappointed in the fact that you walked away. Well, I mean, you're not looking at anybody. I mean, it's just you. So you have to have somebody outside of yourself that's walking along with you. And the fact that we're here together every single week without fail, means that you have to deliver something every week. And the something that you deliver is going to be the sum of the choices that you made the week prior. And emotional eating is very difficult to be able to sink back into if there's nothing that's holding you accountable to something different. And if you didn't have to show up here every week, it would be very easy. Because think about it, uh, you just described, after we have our conversations, how you ideally like to take a day or two to have some fun, take it easy, back off from the diet, um, become looser with the rules, so that way you can enjoy yourself. And that's perfectly fine. But if you didn't have to show up here 5 days after that, you take 2 days off, not totally off, but less disciplined, less strict than you would normally be. You got 5 days to be able to produce something to deliver when we meet. Well, if you didn't have to meet, then there would be no reason for you to have to be consistent at all.
That's true.
And it's very difficult. Now, someone who's not an emotional eater, yeah, I mean, it's very easy to be consistent just because, internally you're pushing towards achieving a goal, and because the desire to eat or desire to deviate is not strong enough to push you away. But if you're doing this by yourself and emotional eating's been part of your life for 40, almost 50 years now, that's going to be a very strong motivator, never ever to stay consistent with weight loss for any significant length of time. But when you have somebody here, when we're talking every week about weight loss, when you have to step on the scale every single week, and you know full well that if we're not doing this, if we're not having these conversations, you're not stepping on the scale every single week. There'd be no reason for you. No, there'd be no reason for you, because you don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. Absolutely. You don't want to know. Who would want to know? There'd be no reason to know. I mean, even when the pants start, you buy pants that are even bigger than you need, so that way you can start filling in those pants and not even realize it. It's something that you do, you unconsciously, you do everything possible to hide from the truth, because you don't want to look at the truth. You don't want to face the truth. It's just too fun not to. And now you're facing the truth, but you're doing it willfully. You've decided to sign up for this. You've decided to sign up for getting together with me every single week, talking about this, being honest about it. And it keeps it in focus, because now it's not just, I eat to have fun. I eat to escape stress. It's no longer that. Now, the majority of your week is, I'm eating to weigh less when I step on that scale. That was totally out of your vision. Working your way up to 354 pounds, where you started this journey. So I think it's just so critical for people to have somebody in their corner, somebody who every week they can meet with, they can talk to about their struggles, about what went right and wrong. Somebody who can guide them, somebody who can motivate them, somebody that they can share this with, they can share everything with, because I think it makes all the difference in the world for so many people. I mean, that's why Alcoholics Anonymous exists, for people who are alcoholics. You got to get together. You got to share. You can't keep it inside, because it's so easy to be dishonest with yourself, to hide things from yourself when there's an addiction that you're trying to defeat. But you bring it out in the open. You have people in your corner, and man, you can beat anything. And you're proving it every week. You're proving it.